PSY-POD. PSY-POD.
Hello guys. Hello guys, how's it going? This is PSY-POD number
7.
Yay!
You kind of forgot, didn't you, right?
What do you mean?
I sometimes forget how many episodes we've
No, this
done.
is 7. I know you said. I was just doing the running up to the click, you know. So we have also our guest here,
Mr.
Taringsa.
Say hello.
Say hello, Taringsa.
How's it?
Okay.
Kuzampala.
So,
Taringsa, do you want to introduce yourself or do you want me or Killer to introduce you?
or you can introduce us and we'll introduce you. How's that? How about we do that?
I'll just introduce myself, I
Okay.
guess.
I was going to play a weird game of Jeopardy. But anyway, go on.
How's it? My name is Jamso. I'm from Hawaii. If you right now I'm currently doing Taringsa. I'm the mystery man behind the scenes, doing all the kind of content for Taringsa. Nice to meet you.
Okay.
And as he says, Tharingsa, we will put up his Instagram account on the back for people who don't know about it. But at this point, I think quite a few people do know.
Yeah, quite a few people do know about Taringsa. So,
What's your
Jamso-
content on? I mean, for those who don't, I think it's quite important. Like, what sort of content do you make?
So I'm making content to teach Dzongkha, which is very interesting, right? Because I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not Bhutanese. I don't speak Dzongkha actually, so it's kind of
You
weird.
don't speak Dzongkha?
Your name is Jamso.
You don't speak Dzongkha, but
my
you teach
alias.
Dzongkha? What? I thought you spoke. I thought you
Yeah.
can speak.
No, but
No, I'm learning.
You're learning the phonetics right now.
how did you come upon
I'm
it?
learning. What do you
I mean,
mean?
like, how did it end up like with you learning and now suddenly teaching Dzongkha?
Because actually I want to learn Dzongkha, but there's not many materials there. So I asked many people, hey, can you try to make more content like the DDC? I've contacted the DDC many times. They have content, but it's in Dzongkha only. They trick me because they make new YouTube videos and they'll be like, Dajung Dzongkha grammar number 3. And I click it and it's all Dzongkha. It's like crazy. So anyways, after searching, I just decided maybe I can just try to make the content myself.
But that's a little counterproductive on the DDC's part. How do you teach Dzongkha when people don't speak the language? I think the accessibility has been a bit of an issue there. But then like, how did you end up learning it? Like, since I mean, like, who's been teaching you? I mean, the DDC clearly is not.
No. There's the reason why I'm learning Dzongkha is there's a girl I like, a Bhutanese girl.
Ooh, the
And,
sweet
I've-
Bhutanese girls.
Oh God! And then go on.
Yeah, and I've been living together with her, and I hear Dzongkha every day, so it's not like foreign to me. So I just kind of pick up on that kind of stuff. But as far as the content, like alphabet and things like that, and grammar, grammatical rules, there is one textbook that's written in English.
No, really?
But it's like it's like that George Van Dream or something. Like if you ever try to look on Google and you try to type in learn Dzongkha grammar, there's only one book in English that pops up, and that's the one. But it's really like made for linguists. So like the average person cannot really understand, like me.
It's like it's like scholars who wrote for scholars. I find that really annoying when when people release research papers, and then it's like really like groundbreaking stuff, but the language they use in it is like such jargon that at some point you're just like, I don't understand any of this. Like, I really don't like that approach to writing, because it's like you want to disseminate information to the masses, but then you write it like you're writing it to really smart people, which not all of us are.
Well, many of the people, right? I'm sure they must have they were writing that content for a project, right? Something that they were doing for their PhD or something. So it's the way they had to write it. But it's okay to make like an easy version after, yeah. For the lay person.
They just never get around to it, I think.
Jamso, how much Dzongkha do you know actually? Can you say, like, can you introduce yourself in Dzongkha?
Kuzuzangpulang Igiming Jamso in nga Hawaii Chu Gachibedo.
At least I'm glad.
Chugiming Gachimo.
There we go. At least I'm glad it's not like, some people when they speak Dzongkha, they've got that really heavily accented Dzongkha that comes out, which is really awkward at some points.
No, he
So
doesn't.
you don't have that. That's kind of cool about
I
it.
think you worked on your pronunciation.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Very well.
Thanks.
Okay, so can you, like, understand if I say something, even if you cannot speak it, can you, like, understand some of it?
I mean, you can try.
Okay, let's just try. Let's just play a game. Okay.
My Dzongkha
Can
is equal.
Jamso understand?
Ding, 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 ding.
Okay. Okay, I'm trying to decipher this. Okay. Jamso, datong chutungdo.
Today I drank water.
Right now I drank one.
Right now.
Okay, but then.
Dato, Dari, yeah, Dari. Dato.
Okay, Kinga, you go for it.
Ngigiminkili.
That's so lame.
My name is Kinley.
I know you just said that a while ago, but yeah, going back to what you were saying. So you're in a relationship with a Bhutanese woman, yes. So
Yes.
I want to ask, is her Dzongkha like, is she the Western Dzongkha or is she speaking like how Easterners speak Dzongkha? Because there's a difference there again.
Yeah, I know the difference. I'm at least for example, you can find the difference in the word banana. Do you know?
Ngada.
So I learned it. So maybe people from the east may say ngangla.
Oh,
Ngang
wow.
at the, which is actually, I mean, if you look at it, it's correct.
Yes,
It's correct.
Yeah.
But you guys do that thing where you try to make it cool, yeah? Ngala.
No, I'm actually from the east, so I speak Eastern Dzongkha.
okay.
So Easterners, yeah, like Jamso was saying, Easterners tend to pronounce every syllable in the word. So instead of saying
Yeah.
chedanga, they'll say chedanga, like that.
Dang. Yeah.
I think the hardest kind of words to explain to, like, somebody's learning Dzongkha the first time is like, my name Chawang. It's kind of hard to pronounce because you use the word che, which is quite, not in the English phonetic, che.
Yeah.
And also nga, ng, nga. It's kind of difficult. Can you say nga though?
Nga?
Yeah, your nga is also good.
No, but that was really hard for me. When I first met her, that was one of the hardest letters. I was like, what are you doing? But it's really interesting. You have to make the ng sound.
Basically, it just comes from the phlegm, the phlegm.
It's like how you would say hung when you say you've been hung, like hung, no?
Yeah.
But then you just focus on the sound at the end.
It's kind of difficult if you haven't learned Dzongkha, no?
This is Linguistics 101 on the PSY-POD with Jamso.
But then I think your nga is pretty good. Can you say my name? Let's just see how it sounds.
You said Sewang.
Okay, pretty good. Yeah, pretty good.
But it's different. It's difficult to what it's difficult is to distinguish between the aspirated and the non-aspirated words. So like ca, like like if you say ca, ka,
Yeah.
like that kind of stuff.
The breathy and
in
the,
a sentence. Yeah, that's very hard. And even still now, I cannot.
I actually had a speech therapy. I have not had.
You have a speech therapist?
I have a speech therapist friend, and she finds it, and she's from Singapore.
Okay.
And obviously she doesn't speak Dzongkha. So whenever we try to teach her the alphabet, so when we say ka, right, ka, so it's a ka sound. So it's a sharp C sounding thing, right?
Yeah.
But then the place that it comes from in the throat is where we usually make the g sound. So she used to get really conflicted about that because she used to say, you're saying ka, but the place that it's coming from is where we would usually say ga. So she used to have a hard time saying ka. She'd go ga, ka.
Oh, because of the
vowel
muscle
place,
memory?
the vowel placement, like where we place the vowels. And we speak.
Okay, that's pretty interesting. And what else kind of words is difficult for? What kind of other challenges have you?
Yeah, what has been the biggest challenge you've had with the language so far?
So what making the content because I no really because actually right now, like, you can't start anywhere until you finish the alphabet. And unfortunately for Dzongkha, it's the hardest part of the language, I believe. There's nothing after you get past the alphabet. Everything else is simple. It's very simplified, and most native speakers, I think, use a lot of English in between.
Yeah, we use a lot of Dzonglish.
We call it Dzonglish.
So I don't think it's native. We cannot generalize. I think people in Thimphu,
In the urban areas,
Urban,
mostly
yeah.
people would use Dzonglish.
Oh, okay.
if you go to like
But if you go to the east, nobody will speak to you in Dzongkha. Everyone will speak to you in either
Tsangla,
Shashop
Tsangla.
or Tsangla or their own colloquial languages.
Right. Yeah, so making the contents be hard because I have to make everything I do, and I really try to be very artsy with it. Actually, I'm not an artsy person, but in my content you can see it's a little bit like, I try.
No,
And
I
have
really
to do
enjoy
it
your
30
content. I really do. It's like I like how you put a lot of effort into the animations and stuff.
Thanks. But I have to do everything 30 times. Everything.
30 times? Why 30 times? Why specifically
Because it's 30 letters. Seoje Sumchu, yeah.
Yeah.
So every letter, and then so it's I'm very happy to say that I'm pretty much almost done with the alphabet. After that we can start making more kind of grammar
Words, maybe
content. I
words,
think
maybe
it's very
words.
simple.
Yeah.
I can speak Korean, and so I already know how grammar works. I've learned another language a little bit, so I'm trying to basically use similar structures in different websites or however I learned those languages, and then just adopt that into Dzongkha while I'm trying to teach.
Oh, cool.
Like just focus on one grammar pattern and teach that just the way I learned it in a different language.
Cool.
So that part will be more fun for me, more exciting. But Dzongkha Dzongkha alphabet has a lot of silent letters. So that's the problem.
Yeah, because sometimes we'll start words with letters which actually don't have anything to do with
Yeah,
the word.
but it depends on the grammar.
Yeah, it really depends on the rules of grammar that way. I mean, we have 8 forms of
It's
grammar,
very
right?
difficult.
Dajong.
I think both me and Kinley had struggles with Dzongkha growing up as well. That's why we should be learning from you also.
Yeah. But then again,
So,
it sort of comes from the fact that in my case, no one in my family ever spoke to me in Dzongkha. I always grew up. My mom's an English teacher,
Okay.
and my mom's from the east, so I end up speaking Kinga and English more than I spoke Dzongkha. So it was never really there at home to speak Dzongkha.
Okay.
can I have a question. Can you see if I show the screen? Can you see it? I want to show you something.
Okay.
Sewang will show it. Sewang will see. I have visual problems, so I can't.
I'm sorry.
No worries,
It's
no
okay.
worries.
This
You,
is the
you can
web-
share the screen. It's okay. We can like.
Can you see?
I can't see right now. Anything.
Oh no. There we go.
Okay.
You can see now.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Okay. Right now we have to explain it to our viewers what we're seeing also. So
Oh, we can.
we
All right.
haven't
So
recorded
right
yet.
now I'm on the Taringsaw.com. Actually, it's been available the whole time. It's just pretty much like under construction, so nothing is perfect here. Yeah.
Hold on, all right. We're just going to quickly do a screen record of it so that we can capture this and put it up.
No, we can't do it.
Oh,
We have
okay.
little trouble issues. So
Oh,
it's okay. It's okay. We'll just ask Nora to like put up on the green screen of the website. So you just explain it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's relevant to what we were talking
Okay.
about.
Okay.
So on here, I wanted to show you. So I've been working on some little cheat sheet thing here. So basically, one of the things that's very hard for me is I spent like 6 months going over the alphabet and finding certain rules and stuff like that.
Okay.
So for example, there are different kind of prefixes, suffixes, and things that go on top, superscripts, and stuff like that. So on the website, like I have little cheat sheet things that I'm making here. I wonder if this is really difficult for the podcast. Will they be able to see?
We'll.
Probably not.
It's okay. You don't have to go into like so much details. You can explain it with your.
All right.
You can explain it so
Yeah, and
people
then-
can understand what you're trying to show us. But basically, people who are watching this
Right.
is just showing us like how certain phonetics is it?
Yeah, the cheat sheet,
Yeah,
the cheats he
basically-
uses to.
Yeah,
understand.
basically, yeah. So I right now I'm gonna be releasing these on Instagram. So if you wanted to check it out, basically I'm gonna release one row at a time. So on the website, row 1 is like a ka ka gang nga, right? So, oh my gosh. So if you click one, I usually start off the page with something that the letter looks like,
Oh.
and then which kind of variations the letter can be, which kind of attachments can be on it. Because if you did follow me on the Taringsaw, like the Instagram, I was making these videos because I was really getting bored of working all this stuff by myself. So I wanted to kind of like grow a community, but I think these videos are very like not helpful for newbies. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
If you never really studied Dzongkha.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for
Because-
people who are just starting out.
Yeah, like for example, like I usually start off, it'll say the letter 3 times. Ta, 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 right? Ta. And then right away, what is that? This is like, is it Ra? I don't even remember the Joyi. But this is like
One
ratatata,
second,
naru.
one
Yeah,
second. Okay, let me just.
it's ratatata. You're talking about that tiny crown on top.
That's
To.
not a to.
To,
Oh, to.
yeah.
But
Naro,
that's a
naro.
weird ass to. I don't know why that to looks like that. I think that's not a to. I think that's not a to, bro. I think that's nya.
This is a ta, man.
Oh.
This is a this is a ta, man. Like I guarantee.
Okay.
This is a but it's the Joyi.
Oh,
yeah?
it's la ta 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 no to.
Oh, la ta ta ta.
Maybe it's
yeah,
la,
it's
yeah?
la
La
ta
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 ta.
La ta 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 no to. But it's in the Bhutanese kind of like this font is more like
Yeah,
the
yeah, the
joined
scribbly.
joined font. I was like, what the fuck? It looks like a nya.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyways, like examples like that, if a new person was watching and I'm teaching the letter to look like this, and then the first word I show is this, you know what I'm saying? They're like, wait, what's going on? So I felt like I had to make a whole, thing to explain all these kind of stuff.
Okay.
Anyways, that's what I've been working on. I know that's kind of like a long.
No, no worries. But
Elaborating
it's
on
quite
that.
similar to when I learned Japanese because Japanese kanji, it's very similar to the shape of what the letter represents. Like for example, there's a letter called ki, okay, ki, and it means tree, and it's shaped.
It looks like a tree, yeah.
So
I
that's
think
why-
even
Yeah,
the
yeah,
word
yeah,
for
yeah.
fire looks like fire, actually, like
Yeah,
those.
and then if
tree
you like
lines on it.
construct all these, basic kanjis,
Then you
can
make the
make
word.
Like let's say, for an example, if you took 3 trees, it becomes a forest.
Oh, I think it's the same with if you put fire and tree, it means autumn because
Something, yeah. So similarly, the funny thing is,
I think
Yeah.
I think if you put 3, the sign for woman.
yeah, I was
if
gonna
you
say
put,
that.
like 3 women, it's adultery.
No, if you put a woman, and if you put if you put 3 women, it becomes an argument or like something like that, like an argument because women tend to talk more.
oh, okay, that's
It's quite misogynistic.
Okay.
I'll give you another good one. When I learned
Yeah.
Japanese, so we learned a kanji for woman, and then the kanji for cheap is also similar to woman, except it's like a woman shape, the kanji. And top of that is like a roof, okay? And then the explanation when I learned this in the textbook was, if a woman is at home, she does not go out and what do you call
Buy
shop.
stuff, yeah.
That's why it is cheap.
oh.
That's the explanation. That's the legit
But
explanation.
I think I like how these.
Wow.
Well, who knew? Like stereotypes created a language for some reason.
So that's why I find like kanji actually, if you can really learn like the basic 10 kanjis, you can like combine them and you can make like 50 other like words from these kind of structures. So it's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Similarly, I think that's what you're trying to do with your teaching Dzongkha letters.
Yeah. Trying to break it down in very simple instead of like having these random rules,
Yeah.
right? I'm trying to remove the random from Dzongkha, at least the alphabet, right now.
I think I can refer to your videos to my boss's kid also, maybe because he's also learning Dzongkha.
Yeah, because I think right now the way Dzongkha is taught in schools is very, again, it's quite a strict way of teaching it.
But I don't know how they're teaching it now though.
I don't know, because my nephews and all are still struggling with it, and I think the fact that they are struggling with it is kind of proof of that. I'm sure not for lack of trying from the teacher's end, but
Yes.
when you're bombarding children with rules all the time, they're bound to forget some, and
yeah.
then they're bound to not understand it, right?
Because
So
you need to make learning fun. You know?
Yeah,
but learning Dzongkha is not very fun, to be honest. It's quite difficult.
But when you so you think that learning Dzongkha is difficult, or many people haven't had the proper teaching. or something like that. That's what you're.
We can't speak for everybody, but at least
in our personal
experience,
experiences,
and we do have a few friends.
But what part of Dzongkha are you not comfortable with?
Spelling.
Is it just the
Spelling.
writing?
It's mostly
See,
it's the spelling. It's
so
always
hard.
the spelling.
The spellings
But
have no
speaking
structure.
is fine, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Speaking
saying. Dzongkha
fine.
is like a very like easy language to converse and learn, but in the written form is very difficult.
And there's usually like there'll be 3 different meanings. They'll all have the same sounding word, and each of those words will again have a different spelling.
Yeah. Like
So
let's
it's
say,
like, what do I do? Like, which word goes where? Like, what's the correct spelling for this?
Chugi, like the gi, the gi, gayata,
Yeah.
that one changes like that.
You've got the kayata chakagi kuki, then you've got the gayata jagagi kuki, gis, and all that
and then
stuff.
like it's like why Japanese is very homogeneous is they only use Japanese, and then it's like their signboard they use Japanese with the menu, so it becomes very like like a habit everyday learning reading Japanese. Whereas in Bhutan we use Dzongkha to speak, of course, but in our menus or our like signboards all are mostly in English, so we don't get that visual that
There's no reinforcement.
reinforcement for us to like learn spellings of such certain words. And even if you work in the offices, of course, it is important to have learned the proper, what you call jesa. You know jesa and pilke, right? Of course, which is the formal
the honorifics.
Honorifics. So I think in terms of speaking is important, but when you write draft letters and reports, it's all done in English.
So how are you with the honorifics? Actually, have you gotten into the honorifics?
No, but I assume that might be an easier part. Anything's easier than, right? Even you mentioned, right? The hardest part was spelling.
Yeah, it's always the
So
spelling.
if and that's what I spent all my time on. I mean, it'll be much easier to figure out when to use these words. There's a certain amount of words that are used, and you just use them at certain times. I'm familiar with honorifics. Korean has them, so I kind of understand that. So I think I'll be able to convey that. But you know what? What's really hard is like when I have to try to learn actually that kind of grammar and those grammatical rules, I actually have to have somebody help me translate the text. The only available materials like teaching actual grammar like that is in Dzongkha.
True.
So it's very difficult. It's been very hard for me to find help. Actually.
The apps aren't any good though, are they? There are a few apps that have been actually quite helpful, but then there are some words that you just can't translate into English, which is like such a difficult thing.
I mean like help like for example with the website.
Okay.
Like finding people to help. I remember when I first started. You want to know how Taringsaw first started?
Please. That's the whole
good segue.
Yeah,
Good segue.
Let's go ahead. Right there.
I was I always was kind of thinking of ever since I met my girlfriend, I want to learn Dzongkha. But I think in 2019 I was teaching in Korea, teaching English. I was just doing it for a short time, and I was at a cat cafe. and
Very Korean.
I was just and I was just I was writing down some of the rules. Actually, I have a picture for you. Maybe you can put it up. This is the kind of the humble beginnings of Taringsa, actually. Let me give you a second. So I'll share this one with you. I was looking for it before we started.
Sorry, now I'll do the click.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, you can see your screen.
Okay, so this is the cat cafe. This is the cat I saw when I was there. He's sitting on a little. What is that?
I don't know what it is. It is a cement block. Okay.
And then these are my notes that I was taking. I was writing these and trying to figure out the rules about that. But that's all I want to show right there.
Okay.
Sorry.
I don't think I would suggest not to show any pictures because Kinga's having a hard time.
Sorry,
Okay.
it's not that. It's just that I've got really bad vision, so I'm like really straining to look at the pictures.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's completely understandable.
Okay, so continue your story.
Yeah, so you were in a cat cafe in
Yes.
Korea.
Yeah, and I was just taking some notes about how the spelling rules were happening. I had one friend at the time, and I would just kind of talk to him off and on about trying to start this thing. Wow, I wish this story was actually really more exciting. Everything I do is self-taught. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned you learned how to do Premiere Pro. I learned like on YouTube. Yeah, everything. Make a website on the YouTube.
Yeah.
Everything like that.
The internet is a blessing. You can learn a lot of things if you use it correctly. So this is amazing, like
Well, even if you use it incorrectly, you're still learning a lot of things. I mean, I know where to get the best drugs now. It's not the most illegal thing to know, but it's something good to know. Just saying.
Bitcoin. But yeah, but it's crazy. Like like somebody from like Hawaii is like who's learning and teaching Dzongkha. It's like not something you hear every day.
I think other people, I think if I am able to be successful and teach somebody something about Dzongkha and not being a speaker of Dzongkha, that means that sometimes credentials don't matter. Right?
Yes.
I think passion, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's more like your drive to want to learn something new and not for the sake of anything, but just to want to learn it. And not because you think you're going to get any accolades out of it. It's just for your own personal development and your own growth. I think that's more important.
I think it's more friendly that way. Because also, hey guys, I'm not perfect either. Look, I don't even speak Dzongkha. Let's learn together.
Yeah, it's so cool. So is there like you mentioned your girlfriend is Bhutanese, so is there like a lot of Bhutanese in Hawaii? Or is it just by chance?
Actually, no.
Like she's like the one soul Hawaii, like Bhutanese in Hawaii right now.
Yeah.
So are you comfortable sharing about how you guys met?
I met her when I was studying abroad in Korea.
Oh, in Korea. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We had the same dorm.
Oh,
I was about to say, wait, did you meet her at the cat cafe while you were trying to?
it's destiny.
No, I've been to Korea. Yeah, Korean was my major, so I went back a few times. But that was the first time I actually traveled.
Oh, cool.
Have you been to Bhutan though? Speaking
of which.
Sorry.
Hello.
No, I haven't been yet. And then
Yes.
actually, I'm really hoping that if I do really well with Taringsaw, I might get an opportunity to go.
Yeah, looking forward to that actually. I think it would be cool because you hardly meet a lot of foreigners who actually have taken this much of an interest in the language. And
But then,
I think it's really cool what you're doing.
it's really cool. And if you do happen to visit Bhutan in the near future and we are here for whatever reason, if you're not here, please do let us know. We'll be very interested in meeting you in person. We can maybe have another part 2 of the pod live. Hashtag foreshadowing future episode.
I wouldn't mind a surfboard, just letting you know. I'm just going to bring out all the stereotypes I know of Hawaii.
I'll make sure to bring
Some coconut bras. Bring me a coconut bra. If you do come here, I want a coconut bra for no reason.
Okay.
Okay. And what else? Oh, so I was going to ask you, why the word name Taringsa?
Is it because of the song?
Partly.
There you go.
That was one of the songs I first come to like, one of the Bhutanese songs.
Okay.
But then I slowly, and I'm still finding it to be more and more like making sense. I'm far away, right? I'm far away, yeah. And then actually, when I was getting some help from some time, like a lot of us are like I have 2 other members who help me actively on Taringsaw. It's Rinchen and Sonam. So Sonam is the broke Bhutanese artist. She's our artist. She's currently kind of working on a comic book we were trying to do, and yeah, well, we have big aspirations, but
that's cool.
And then Rinchen, she helps with the audio. Actually, in our videos on Instagram.
Oh, all the that's her voice, huh?
Yeah, that's her.
Okay.
So she's
I try not to put my voice because I'm not Bhutanese. I'm not a native speaker. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I get it.
But a lot of people think I'm still Bhutanese, even though I put one of the videos that kind of like showed me like in an emoji form.
Okay, I was about to say you did a face reveal. You could have just shown your hand. It's like, hi guys, this is my hand.
Do you know how me and Taringsaw met?
How? He showed you his hand?
No. Among Us.
Oh, you guys met through Among Us?
Yeah.
We met on Among Us, and then he was talking to my colleague, and then they started talking, and then again Taringsaw Jamso reached me out on IG, but then like initially we met on Among Us, and I don't know how you ended up on that Among Us.
Soundstem. I don't know, but
okay.
Were you all playing in a public lobby or a private
No, it
lobby?
was just our friends.
Oh, okay.
I
private
must have.
lobby.
She must have just posted, and at that time she was really posting Among Us.
Oh.
So I just chose to join. I was like,
Yeah,
hey, can I play?
Yeah, lockdown was great. I had so many people on Among Us. We had like a lot of people from all like everywhere.
I ended up playing a lot of Among Us during lockdown, but the way I played Among Us is completely different to how other people were playing Among Us.
Oh.
I had to play the hide and seek Among Us because
the hide and seek.
I can't see, so there's no point in me trying to.
Were you playing Among Us like this?
Yes.
Oh damn, man, that must have been a nightmare.
Yeah, it's not the most fun way to play a game. So we have to always in my case, we always had to maneuver the rules in a way which was accommodating to me. But hey, that's what accessibility is. That's how things work.
But then again, when the lights go off, then you have the advantage.
No, not really. It's not like as soon as the lights go out in the game, I develop.
My senses have heightened. You are now on my level.
So you were mentioning Sonam, the broke artist. I like that. That's how you described it because that's technically how all the artists here are right now. We are broke.
Yeah. I was checking the YouTube video subscriptions already. Normally you guys are doing really well. I like your content. It looks like it's quality, right? But then I look and only like X amount of subscribers already. And it's not just you. It's like Bhutanese creators in general. It's just always like cursed. I don't know if it's because of the internet. Hard for people to look at YouTube.
I think we haven't marketed ourselves that well, maybe.
Yeah,
but also
I
like
think geographical locations also,
Yes,
I
yes.
suppose.
But
We don't
then-
have so many people within our immediate vicinity who can
Yeah.
actually watch.
But then-
unless we do like heavy promotion. and
So
branding.
like I feel personally like YouTube channels in Bhutan which are successful are more like music video based.
Yeah, I mean Yishlandup is by far the most
Yes.
successful YouTube channel.
Yeah, he got the that award.
Silver, the silver play
Yeah,
button.
I saw that.
Silver play button, yes.
We would of course one day like to have Yishlandup on this podcast as well, but we will only allow him to come here. We will only ask him to come here on the condition that he lets us touch the silver play button. Possibly lick it as well, but we'll first we will edge our way to that pedestal. First, we get to touch the silver play button.
Yes, right now we need to get to 1,000 subs. So let's get to 1,000 before you even think about licking the 100,000 one. So another plug for us. Please subscribe. We're trying to get 1,000 subs.
Yeah, subscribe to Junor because that's where this podcast
We need to get
is.
monetized because that's why.
Yeah, so Jamso, other than that, besides Tharingsa, what else do you do? I mean, I think we like what's
When you're not doing Taringsaw, what is your day job? Are you a
What is my
vigilante?
job? I
Pineapple Man.
actually I was unemployed the whole time, so that's why I got a lot done when the pandemic hit. But now it's funny because I was unemployed and then now I work for unemployment. So
oh wow, that is just that is
ironic.
irony at its
I recently
best.
got a promotion, so I'm kind of like I'm the person when somebody quits a job and they want to get unemployment, there's somebody who needs to make a decision whether or not they get the
Whether or
stuff.
not, yeah.
It's very tough. I just got it, so
Ooh, you're in that situation. I mean, that's like a huge moral dilemma for you, isn't it? Like you really have to weigh whether or not somebody.
Basically, kidu bemena.
It's not Kidu exactly, but then in his case, it's kind of difficult because he actually has to decide whether this
you
person
get-
is deserving of getting the unemployment benefit.
How much do you get though?
Right now, like a 22 or something an hour. It's not great.
No, I'm saying not your. So sorry,
No,
thought you said, like,
oh dear, we'll have to bleep that part out.
I'm
We
saying
should-
like
we don't-
I'm saying like when you're on unemployment in America.
yeah, how much is the
maximum
amount
you
you
can
usually
get a
get?
week is
How do you
$648, and that's a week. So a lot of people, especially in Hawaii, Hawaii is too expensive. So people who are getting less than that, it's more beneficial for them to stay home because they get they get $648 a week. But then on top of that, there was some federal monies that were given due to the pandemic. So on top of that, they get $300. So they get like almost $1,000 a week. That could be $4,000. A month.
That's. I want to go to Hawaii and just live on unemployment.
I think you have to. Yeah, but like, so you're saying that your job is, so you decide whether or not somebody gets
Well,
unemployment, right?
there's
Is that?
rules, right? So then people, one of the things, one of the tools we're using, and I'm getting used to it, is called fact finding. So we ask questions to get statements about what first the employer said, and then what the person who's trying to get the claimant, the person who's trying to get the benefits, and we weigh the facts of whether or not this is true, whether this happened or this happened. So if somebody's fired, if somebody's fired from a position, then there's something called a burden of proof. So if they fired somebody, then the employer has the burden of proof. They have to prove that something happened so bad that they had to fire that person. If they cannot prove it, the claimant wins by default. Or same if somebody quits, the burden of proof is on the claimant. I quit because of this reason. It was so profound. It was so compelling. So that's the reason why I quit my job. So it's kind of like there's these kind of situations that we have to deal with. But I'm very new. I started this about 3 weeks ago. Newbie.
Have you heard any real bizarre stories? I mean, of course, without sharing names and identities. Not that people halfway across the, like literally across the planet are going to know, but I'm sure there have been people who've come with like really bizarre stories.
Nothing yet in this position. But what's really interesting, or what's difficult actually, is something when an accusation of theft happens. An accusation of, this employee stole stuff. But then if the employer chooses not to provide video evidence of it, then it leaves me in a tough spot, because I have, and if the claimant says, I never stole nothing. I asked him to show me the video.
If burden of proof cannot be proven.
But anyways, I have to make a decision. So it's very, that's bizarre to me.
You're judge and jury.
Oh, wow. It's like a King Solomon situation right now. It's like, do I split the baby in half, or do I? What do I do?
I would much rather.
Well, you must be like, I
would much rather just make Dzongkha content. So I'm trying to find a way out just to do that. That because no, like I don't know. I mean, do you guys work?
I have a day job.
Sewang has a day job. I do a lot of freelance work here and there.
So I don't know, but I feel really tired after work. So tired that like I cannot produce my content. Only on weekends and stuff like that.
Yeah, same thing for us. Like, I have a day job, so I'm quite busy from the weekdays. But then I always try to make something on my free time, so I get consistent. I think Kile is also doing is like that, right?
Yeah, mine is mostly in music though. I try to write.
We all have that struggle, I guess.
Some of my own.
I hope all of us
I think
can just hone in on that. Just do the fun stuff only. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it's as long as you make something which has a quality at least, and you work hard and can be consistent. I think if you somewhere along the way you will find that spot where you can just exclusively do that.
Yeah.
But we're trying.
Yeah, I think the detriment to doing things that are fun is that it's easy to procrastinate.
Yes. Very.
The fact that it's fun to do and that it's easy to do, you sort of like procrastinate it. It's like, tomorrow, later. And the next thing you know, it's been a month and it's like, oh wow, I was supposed to get this done.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, I want to, there's this thing called we all know the comfort zone, right?
Yeah.
So the comfort zone has killed more dreams than anything, because once you're comfortable with something, then you don't have the drive to work hard to something you want to achieve. So I think everyone suffers from this kind of comfort zone kind of thing. And if you want to, like, I think it's like you need to be in a position like, Jamso, who's working on a job which he's not really too fond of, because then it kind of motivates you more to do something which you are passionate about. Because then it gives you more incentive to do something, because right now the situation kind of sucks. Whereas if you're very comfortable, you're like, I don't really need to do that because I'm kind of like, I like it right now, I'm chilling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that from the struggle, you get the reward, because you want to do you just really want to grind it out rather than like, maybe I'll do it tomorrow.
I've been clinging to those
speaking
kind
of
inspirational quotes. No, for real.
Oh, it's like you go on the yeah. I know. Like sometimes it's kind of thing. Like I'm personally not the biggest fan of those quotes.
Yeah, me too.
But then once in a while you're just like really beaten down, and you're like you've had a horrible day or a horrible week, and then somebody just like that one person on Facebook or Instagram who
Yeah.
annoys you
Shitty.
because they put up these really stupid quotes. They put up that one, and it's like, oh, that just gave me the kick that I need.
Small kind, yeah.
I hate Jay Shetty, by the way. He just says generic things which we all know. Wake up in the morning and make your bed. It will change your life. Oh my God, I hate Jay Shetty. I don't know. If any of you guys who like Jay Shetty, fuck you.
Okay,
I
I don't
don't
even
know
know who
too.
that is, but
So
okay.
it's just a dude who just gives this random, like what do you call inspirational posts where people really like to share the shit out of his shit, which I find is very generic. His kind of inspirational content.
What do you expect? Like, wake up in the morning and shoot yourself up with heroin. The rest of your day will be a blur.
No, somebody who's like really good in inspiration is David Goggins. I don't know if you guys know him.
Sorry.
Do you know David Goggins? So he's like a military dude, and he's always like running in the marathon. He's just like, you gotta,
You know what?
gotta work hard.
I've seen that guy.
Stay
I don't know
hard.
his name, but I know what you're talking about now. The way you described him.
Yeah. I love that guy. Okay, one second. Okay, I think the charger for this laptop is gone down a bit. You can talk to Kinga in the meantime. I'll just
Yeah.
get the charger.
So yeah, so wanted to know, like, speaking of horrible situations and stuff, what's the pandemic situation like on the island of Hawaii?
I think it's fine. Actually, it was really nice because Waikiki, the beach is always populated. Everybody's always there. Cannot find a spot. Yeah. But when the pandemic was there, like nobody was really out there, so it was kind of nice. Usually, locals don't go to the tourist spots because it's like so many people. But then it was nice to have less people outside. Actually.
Yeah, I think that's been like one of the best things about the pandemic. For me personally, it's been because I'm not somebody who really enjoys going out so much. And then what ends up happening is that now with the pandemic, we've got a 9 p.m. curfew. So usually by 9 p.m., I like being back home. So it's like, yay, I get to go back home by 9. I don't have to hang around with so many people again.
Yeah.
It's been more of that for me. It's like, like even my when my wife and I go out, then when my wife and I go out, like she'll usually be like, "Oh, it's 9 p.m.
Yeah.
We have to go back home now." She'll be like, "Can we stay out a little later?" And I'm like, "Nope,
I follow the rules.
I follow the rules, and I like going back home and sleeping early and waking up early. I like doing that stuff."
Yeah, I think with age comes tiredness.
Oh, no, it's nothing to do with age. It's more like, I guess in my case, it's like, so my wife used to, until the pandemic hit, she used to work in Qatar. So she spent a lot, she never got to spend a lot of time in Thimphu, like the nightlife here. So she enjoys the nightlife here, but me, I'm kind of done with the nightlife in Thimphu. So for me, it's more a case of, I'm good. Like, I've seen the bars and I've seen everyone, and I know for a fact that the people I meet in this bar, I'll meet them in the next bar, and then I'll probably meet them in the bar after that. So I'm good with like meeting them once and okay, bye, good night, I'm going home.
You can just let your wife go out on a girls' night.
No,
or
she does. She
something?
does that. I
Okay.
tell her, I encourage her to go out by herself.
Girls' night,
I'm
yeah.
not really interested.
Oh, okay.
Did you just say eh?
I think
Sounds-
I think that I've been noticing. Jamso, he has a little like Bhutanese. I think because you with your girlfriend, I think we've gotten that habit. We've gotten that certain things like when you speak like da. You started saying things like that.
Hey, so how do you find Bhutanese cuisine? Because at this point, I'm sure you've been eating Bhutanese food.
Yeah, it's my favorite. Everything is spicy. Everything has chilies in it. Yeah.
Are you just saying that? Are you just saying that?
Are you just saying that to make us happy, or are you just saying that because your wife's like, your girlfriend's breathing down your neck? Like, you better say good stuff
No,
about my
it's-
cooking.
It's really nice. I like her cooking. I just ate. She made ematati, so I was eating that, and that's so generic, right? You know, like
No.
sure, you just ate it before our podcast, right? No, but I did. My favorite. But also I think sometimes she makes Tibetan things, so I like. My favorite food is
Momo?
yeah, I like. Oh, Yeah, I like Momo. I like tukpa as well.
Ooh.
So they make tukpa.
How about beef
sometimes.
shapta?
I haven't. So there's a lot of Bhutanese food I haven't tried though.
Oh.
So I wanna try that.
Okay.
I've tried a lot of things. Chugo, dale.
How'd you get chugo there?
You can make sugar.
They bring it.
Oh,
Oh, they bring it. Oh, wow.
We keep that stuff, and then don't forget about expiration dates and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
right?
those things last for a while.
I feel like if our Bhutanese cuisine wasn't as spicy, I think it would have more flavor because a lot of spice kind of kills the flavor, was it? A lot of. That's why, because I think that's just my opinion because I'm a very low tolerance in spice.
Oh, I have a very high tolerance. How's your spice tolerance, by the way?
Yeah, very high too. Like I like spicy. Otherwise, how can I even survive? Like.
But then again, I think it's like internationally mine's high, but in Bhutanese it's low. Because
Yeah,
I went to
according to
Japan and I
Bhutanese
said, give me the
standards.
spiciest one. And I was kind of nervous. And it was like, I could like rub it in my eyes. It wasn't spicy at all.
Yeah, that's the case most of the time. I think Thai food is kind of spicy.
Oh, yes,
sometimes.
yes, Thai.
I
food.
find
Indian food.
And sometimes Indian food spicy.
Yes.
you know what I think people
we don't have good Indian food here, so never mind.
Okay.
people sort of get confused with what they mean by spice and thing because I always feel that Bhutanese food isn't spicy, it's hot.
Is there a difference?
Like the thing is what I mean is like spicy food is usually you would consider chili as a spice because it's more to enhance a certain flavor, right?
Yes.
Like Indians tend to use masalas and powders and various spices like cinnamon and all that,
Yes.
ginger and
Yes.
stuff. Whereas Bhutanese, we use chilies as a vegetable,
Oh,
and
so
it's
you-
not spicy. It's heat. It's like it's actual
So
heat.
instead of the word spicy, you think the word hot.
Yeah, for me, I personally think that with Bhutanese food is hot. It's not spicy. It's not like, oh, my tongue is burning. It's not. It's more like, oh, my throat's on fire. Like there's lava sliding down my esophagus. You know, like for me, I don't
you know
know.
what I like? You know what I really like is just the concept of eze.
Oh
Just
yeah,
always being there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not normal. Like I obviously I haven't eaten Bhutanese food my whole life.
So is basically
So
like ketchup in any restaurant.
yeah.
So any restaurant has to have is
Like when we eat pizza, like they're already like making the eze already.
Yeah. So like I think pizza
food
and
enhancer.
I think pizza and eze is a very underrated combination. It really works together.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's so difficult to explain eze to a foreigner because it's like, what is eze? Then it's
Salsa.
like, they're like, is it a salad? It's like, not really. But then they're like, it's got
Sauce.
stuff like salad in it. Then I'm like, I think it's more like, yeah, like you said, it's more of a salsa if you think about
A
it.
sauce.
Yeah.
A sauce. A spicy sauce.
Yeah.
Because I had some foreigner friends and they're like, is eze a salad? I was like, not really. But they're like, it's got
I seen the translation as chili salad.
Oh, it is a salad.
That's why they're saying that.
Oh.
And that's like super weird to me
But
as well
there's-
for as a translation.
Yes. But there's a lot of different types of eze. You know, you got salady eze, you got the pasty eze, you got the kind of a saucy eze. So that word
You've got
eze-
the dry meat eze.
I like shakam. Yeah, shakam eze. I like that.
If it's possible, I will try to send you if the expiration date allows.
Oh, yeah,
for
your
it.
wife's-
My wife makes an amazing dry fish eze. Like I'm not just saying this because she's my wife, partly
plug
because.
plug that shit right there.
But yeah, for those of you, if you want like really good dry fish eze, my wife makes a really mean dry fish eze, and it actually has dry fish in it.
Yeah, think about Bhutanese eze, the commercial ones. They say shakam eze, but you probably find like 3 pieces of shakam inside.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the running thing about shakam eze.
So with Taringsaw, like what are future plans that you're planning? Like what are things that are in the works right now?
Before I forget, I want to plug some people who have been awesome. Actually, a lot of people have let me down. I've had
I want to plug some people who has been helpful. But first, a lot of people have let me down.
a lot of people have let me down.
Can you please
this
say
is
you
actually
know
the
who you
first-
are?
No, you guys. This is the first interview. This is the first time I got to talk with somebody. I was scheduled for a different interview by a different Bhutanese certain company, but I won't name them.
Oh wow!
They asked a similar question. Hey, you were doing some Dzongkha stuff. Can we do it? I prepared information. I prepared video, and they never shot it. They never did it. But anyways,
So we are
a
exclusive.
lot of people have let me down.
Mhm.
But Can Beats, I'm just gonna put the plug for Can Beats. He lets me use his music in the videos. I really wanted to make it as authentic as possible and to promote Bhutanese. So he lets me use his music.
Oh, cool.
And also M Studio. They also said I can use pretty much any of their songs. For me, music is very important. Everything I do, even my stories. I heard some of you guys cannot even hear the music in my stories, but I always put music in every single thing that I
yes,
create.
of course. Yeah, I've heard.
So, anyways, super awesome M Studio and Ken Beats. I forgot your question.
No, like what are plans? Yeah, it's okay. I was about to say, what did I ask a while ago?
No, what are your plans?
Like moving forward.
I know, but I told you I'll forget. So, my plans. So one thing I want to do is obviously I want to be the place where we can teach Dzongkha grammar. I want to make a Dzongkha dictionary. But this is different. No. It's not everything. Like seriously, everything I'm doing is different than what is already there, right?
Yes.
So this one will be super interactive. Maybe videos, maybe all this kind of stuff. Yeah.
Oh, a digital dictionary. Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, so that's something I want to do. And I already figured out kind of the capabilities for that. I want to do things. I want to have. Obviously, I'm not super popular now, but I want Taringsa to have a space to promote things like what you guys are doing. Bhutanese creators. So when people come, like anybody who's trying to learn Dzongkha, right? They have an interest in Bhutan. So I want to have a section where it's like, hey, you like Bhutan, you like Bhutanese people, check out these creators, and just have like a section for that, a proper
cool.
one. So I want to promote the creators.
So your website is, sorry, you were saying?
Maybe doing things with music videos and stuff like that, like translating music and stuff like that, because I think a lot can be learned through music. Why is you hum these songs all the time?
Yeah.
You listen to it and you're already doing it already, So I want to try to do stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff I have in my mind. But really what I'm looking for is some help. And I haven't had it yet.
Well, I hope this interview might.
Yeah, but I think there are a lot of content creators in Bhutan who would actually like to, because this way they also it's I think a lot of the content that we create is always within our own group of friends and family. So I think in a way it's kind of nice to like reach out and like talk to people who are showing as much interest in your content as you are trying to create them.
Yes.
And I think that's really important to actually like link up with these folks and like try to get their help and 2 cents into, so that you can further the content that you want to create. And I think like I said, I think Taringsa it's a good avenue for those of us who can speak Dzongkha, but we sort of still struggle with certain aspects of it.
Well put, Kinga.
Yeah.
And speaking of using music, I think M Studio also is doing that. I think they make like those short Dzongkha videos where they sing it out to you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, the nursery rhymes and things like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really good, and actually they do really well. If you look at their stuff, that's the most highest ranking stuff that they have. And sometimes they show their what do you say, the amount of views and stuff like that. They show that like on a tier list.
Yeah.
And it's the Dzongkha stuff that goes the highest.
And it's because of them.
People want to learn Dzongkha.
Yeah, it's
but there's no content.
Yeah, and also they want to learn it in a way which doesn't talk down to them, which isn't condescending towards their own intellect. I think people want that sort of content as well. I think it's because of M Studio that I know that pink is called shakha in Dzongkha.
What?
Yeah, I did not know that until I watched the video and I was like, oh, we have a word for pink. It's shakha.
You know one trouble that's been that I had is like there's a lot of words in the dictionary that aren't actual words. They're actually words that are describing something.
Yeah, it's a sentence.
Yeah. So like I'll be like trying to there's a zai semchen.
Zai semchen?
Yeah, zai semchen.
What, grass
animal who eats a herbivore.
Yes. How about that's what it is, right? But there's probably a word for herbivore, maybe. But anyways, that's the word. How about zazabu?
Zazabu? That's a grass-eating Pest, yeah.
Locust.
The way that they described this word is they said slug.
What?
What?
I know.
Oh wait, so
They said
the word slug is tzazabup.
Sa-za-boop.
Tzazabup.
That's what I s-
Tza.
Grass.
sa.
Oh dear.
I don't know, but see what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's another word that's probably better. There's another one I like is chupag. Chupag.
Chupa is
Water pig.
Water pig? Water buffalo?
Yes, no.
What is it?
Chupag is a hippo.
Oh, it's so cute. That's
okay.
so cute.
But
Chupa.
these are made up words, right? These are words that they made afterwards. It's not a pure Dzongkha word.
Yeah, I mean, especially since
A lot of words
since a lot of people until maybe like the late 90s did until I think like until the British expeditions, but maybe before that as well. But to a lot of us, we haven't seen a hippopotamus, so we probably would not have known what to call a hippopotamus. And then many years later, when you suddenly show it to them, they're like, we don't have a word for this. It looks like a pig and it's in the water, so we'll call it
That was my favorite. Yeah,
chupag.
it's words like that. Chupag.
Yeah, there's some really weird words like
I like the
broccoli
word
is
that
weird
I don't
also.
know. I don't know if this is the correct word, but when we were growing up, the word for watermelon
Oh, up.
Yeah,
was
apaguto.
apaguto, but I think recently it's been
Yeah,
changed
it
to
is.
chugen,
Yeah, chicken.
which
Yeah,
literally
chugen,
means
yeah.
Water
I actually have-
cucumber.
I have both words, but in my last video I put the apaguto. I said apa and I showed like a lion,
Yeah.
and then later I show apaguto, and I showed the watermelon. Yeah,
I still prefer apaguto over chugen for some
Yeah.
reason. I don't know.
Apaguto sounds cute.
Like
no.
yeah,
And another one word is for carrots. You know what carrot is?
I have no clue.
Lafu map.
Oh, lafumap, yeah, red radish, red radish.
It's a red radish.
lapumap.
Yeah,
Oh,
lafu.
wow.
And then broccoli is meto hinse, which is a flower spinach.
Spinach. Yeah,
Mm. My
There's
favorite.
a lot of words
yeah,
with hinse.
yeah. My favorite word is metokopi,
Metokopi, which is cauliflower.
Metokopi.
cauliflower, but it's actually flowery cabbage.
Flowery cabbage.
Flowery cabbage, because cabbage is called kopi.
Oh,
And like metokopi is like flowery cabbage.
I read this once. I'm not sure if it's true, but then the projector in Dzongkha is Gutotagi Melo, which is above your head's mirror.
I don't know if this is but there are certain words which these aren't true, of course. These are just my friends. They made these words up, but I really like this because a friend of mine's you know the game pool, right?
Yeah.
So my friend told me that they call it gondo teta.
Gondo Teta. I think it's true.
Is it called gondo teta? But they are like, makes sense. You're playing with eggs, things that look like eggs, and you're using a long ass stick. So
Gondo Teta. I think that's the word. And what was it?
what are some words that besides chupag that you find very
What's your favorite word? Yeah. What are your favorite words?
That put me on the spot. Yeah. I was trying to think of something like that, but I don't know.
It doesn't have to be like like kind of weird or anything. But what is like one of the favorite words in Dzongkha?
yeah, it doesn't have to be like it can be any word actually, not necessarily.
Ina. I don't know. That's just I don't know.
Ina.
Ina.
No more.
Or
Ina is more like really?
yeah, ina. Kachilo. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think.
Sorry, I was
it's
off
like-
guard.
it's
No,
okay,
it's okay.
I think Dzongkha is very similar to Japanese because I've learned Japanese, and I think Japanese is very similar to Korean. So is Korean very similar to Dzongkha?
Well, you mentioned the word you like a metokopi, right?
Yeah.
So I think the same word like gochu. Gochu is a flower and bechu. That's what I totally forgot. I remember when I was making the thing for metokopi, I looked at the Korean word and it was pretty much the same structure. It's like flower, cabbage. You know what I'm saying? So it had that same kind of stuff. But for me, no, I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe some things might have a same, like it might sound like Korean. Actually, when I was looking, there was a Instagrammer. She stopped making content. She was making stuff for
For Dzongkha, right?
no, but
sorry.
for
Korean.
no, for the dialect, Kurtop.
Kurtep.
Yeah, she had a channel, and that language kind of sounds like Korean to me. Whatever she was. Yeah.
Kurtep sounds very similar to the language that I speak, which is King. Like it's not the exact same language,
Kurtep,
but
like, so the other one or the Chechangacha?
I don't know which one you're talking about.
Chechangacha
But then,
is like, for example.
I don't think it's the Chechangacha one because like in Keng, certain words we use, Kurteps use as well. So sometimes we'll be listening to a Kurtep talking, then we'll be like, oh, I understood what they just
Say
said.
it, because I'm Kurtep, I can understand. Let me see.
I don't know Kurtep. I can't say the
Say in
word.
King. Let me see if I
King
understand.
Nabe Wachan, it'll be something
Let's say water, what do you say?
Fe.
Okay, no, it's different. But there's
No, but
another
then,
Kurtep,
like, Ngadai na may dogaita,
I have
which
no
means
idea.
I'm going home right now. But then in certain language, in Kurtep, there's a way that sounds similar.
King is like a completely another language.
Yeah, actually, Rinchen, she can speak King. As well, I really like we can speed up things and let's make some King content. Right? Let's make some shashop, let's make those kind of things.
I'm actually
it's so slow.
yeah. I'm actually really I do hope you do like once you're at a place with Dzongkha where you think you can start diverting onto other languages, because King is sort of become this language
This is forgotten.
which is sort of slowly dying out because there aren't many people who speak it. And even the way we speak it is not the most pure form of King. It's very street King, if you could say.
Street King. What up? Street King.
Like we don't have our own written script. Like King does not have a written script.
King, and also the shashop. The Sangla doesn't have as well.
Yeah.
I heard that. So yeah, definitely that's you asked for what is some of the things I hope to do. That is one of the things I was hoping to do, but I have no team yet. So can I even project there? But if I make things, if I build the foundation, then I can just duplicate, right? So whatever the way we taught this way, I just use that on that for the next one. But I'm definitely committed to Bhutan. So I want to keep going that way. I was also thinking about teaching Korean. I posted a few times, hey guys, anybody want to learn Korean? But it's strictly I wanted to just help Bhutanese. I mean, it's anybody can just look at my Instagram, right? But I was like, if any Bhutanese want to learn Korean, I do speak Korean. I speak it at work and things like that. So I just wanted to help out. But I get random people who say they want to, and then when I say, hey, let's learn. Hey, I can help you. They don't really show up, so I'm not that popular yet.
But I think we have a few viewers here in Bhutan who I think
right now with the whole Korean boom.
Yeah, the Korean boom. There might be. So if you right now, viewers, if you're the people who are watching this pod right now, listening in, if you guys are willing, if you don't want to learn Dzongkha, you want to learn Korean, please do contact Jamso.
Yeah. Taringsa will take you one step closer to telling BTS that you love them in Korean.
사랑해 지민님이다. 지금 오빠 지민님.
Like I took the time. I went over to the Instagrammer I was talking about. Her name is Kritoka.
Okay.
That's what she went by, and she made a video and she says, "Wejatong maleo."
Where do you want to drink?
Yeah, what would you see? Look at that. You can know. You can understand. Yeah.
It's Kurtep, but it sounds. It's the same way we say in Kinga. We'll say Veja Tongmio. Veja Tongmio.
That's
so
the other Kurtep.
Very
My
similar
mom speaks
to
that,
King.
but I don't speak that.
It's very similar to King.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously Koreans say "way" a lot, and they end their sentences in "yo." So that's why I thought that it sounds like Korean.
If you do start looking into King and stuff, let me know, because I'm really interested in this language.
Okay.
And one of the most interesting things that I find about King is that we don't have counting until after 20.
What?
Yeah. So you count in King up till 20, and then after that, everything is in groups of 20. So 20, yeah,
that's ridiculous.
So this is how it works, right? So
20.
So if I want to say 100, right? So if I say 100,
you say 520s.
No, so what I'd say is Kaide. So Kaide is 20. Right?
Okay.
So if I say Kai Yanga, no, it means 520.
That's what I'm saying. 520
20 into 5.
Like how about 30?
30.
Yeah.
Kaide ning che. So 20 plus 10. So that's how we would.
Hey, you
that's
guys
how
are
we
good
would
at math,
count.
huh? You guys are good at math.
Unfortunately, no.
But then Dzongkha.
I'm not. I can't speak for the entire King population.
Juni.
No, but then Dzongkha goes on. Like you can go beyond 20. We go beyond. We even have.
You're the club in 20s.
No, but in our case, it's so difficult. Like when we're doing measurements, everyone's like, okay, so there's like Kai Yangani Bleutana Nakta, Kai Yangani Sumhena Nakta. So it's like, It's like, okay, so there's 104 there. There's 103 here.
It's so complicated. You can just say it in English, no?
Yeah, but then these are things that I want to keep because
that's attractive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's interesting.
Like the amount of mental gymnastics you're doing just to tell somebody, like you're just trying to tell somebody like, oh, there's 500 there. It's like, oh crap, how do I say 500 now? It's like,
maybe just use the word a lot. You know, there's a lot, man. There's more than 20.
Yeah, sometimes we
How
do
much
that.
money you got in your pockets, man? More than 20.
Like sometimes we'll be like, that's actually happened in our family when we're speaking Kheng, and then it's like, how much was there exactly? And it's like, Jakse, like a lot.
No,
like Jakse means a lot. No, Jakse, like, then we're like, no, exactly how much? It's like, I don't know, like Mabran, like, Jakse, like there was a lot. Like, I couldn't bother to count, and even if I could, I can't explain it to you.
I got a question for you. I mean, obviously, there's workarounds, but what if you write it down? Like, what if you instead of saying it, you just say, how much is it, and you just write it down? I mean, do they acknowledge numbers to write them like more than 20, or do they, instead of putting 20 like 20 plus 1?
Yeah, no. So what now now thanks to the Dzongkha numeric system. So whenever they have to explain really large numbers, we typically tend to use the Dzongkha numerics.
Oh, okay.
So we'll immediately jump into Dzongkha. But then usually, like, if you're just describing like small amounts, it'll be like, oh, here, this much, that much. But then as soon as it becomes a really large number which you can't group into 20s, then it'll be like, you'll immediately switch to Dzongkha and you'll just be like, this much in Dzongkha.
Okay.
I mean, we don't really use those kind of big numbers a lot in the daily basis anyways.
Yeah.
Unless your job or the situation makes you.
It kind of sucks when you think about it now, because before Bhutan became a unified kingdom, and when like, everyone was their own feudal lords, right?
Yeah.
So it must have really sucked to be an accountant that time, because for the kings especially, because it's like, damn it, we only have till 20 now. Like the taxes collected this year came like about 2,000. How do I do the math for that?
Who's the dude who came up with King language? He's like, 20, leave it, let them just
King is
out.
actually, I think if I know my ancestry correctly, King is, I think if I'm not mistaken, it comes from Tibet. It comes from Tibet.
Some certain part
So
of
our ancestors we speculate that our ancestors were Tibetan, because wherever the Tibetans settled, you'll notice that the language is the same. So King, Bumtap, Kurtep, they all sound similar. And usually their ancestry is Tibetan. Then again, when Tibetans talk, we again understand certain parts of it because it sounds very similar to King. But not all of it. But yeah, that's because from our history books, it's a weird language. But it's it's really fun because a lot of Bhutanese don't know King. So when you talk to people when you talk in King, people are like, "What language is this?"
Yeah, it's really, really different. Like I've never this is not many.
It's
people
weird
speak
if
it.
you see somebody who looks like you and then they're speaking something you don't even know. Like what is that?
Actually, I'll tell you one funny story. Once I met my friends who I lived in Japan with, the Bhutanese ones. So we went for like a dinner and for drinks, and we went home in a cab. So me and my friend, we were quite tipsy, so we were practicing our Japanese. So we were speaking Japanese throughout the journey in the cab. And how the cab system works in Thimphu, over here. It was here.
Okay.
Over here is you get in, and then if there's someone who wants to come in, they'll jump in the cab, and if they're going towards the same location, and locals.
Yeah.
So me and my friend, I was in the front seat, my friend was in the back, and then along the way we picked 2 other people up. Okay, so we were going, and me and my friend were speaking in Japanese. So along the way, these 2 guys, I think they were curious, so they were like asking, where's your village? What we say in Dzongkha, like Igatumo, which is quite a common phrase to say like where you're from. So I didn't get it. I thought he was talking to the taxi driver. So taxi driver was like, Dagana. So it's like, it's like, hey, he's saying, you're speaking such a weird language, Lucy. I was wondering where it's from. So I said, I'm speaking the Dagana dialect. But basically, like, it kind of reminded me of that. No, I was speaking the language.
I had a similar experience, but then mine kind of got sexual really quick.
Why did all your stories go sexual?
No, it happened like this. Okay, so So I was in a cab and it was late at night, and then I was going home, and then the cab driver is like talking to me in English throughout. Okay. And then I was like, and then at one point I suddenly responded in Dzongkha.
Yeah.
And then he goes, "Eh, dupina," and I was like,
Huh?
"Oh."
Why?
I was like, "Nga dupi."
What made him think
He
that
thought
you're
I was
not?
Japanese
What reason?
because of the eyes.
Oh, the eyes.
And then he was like, "Eh, ngai di sir Japanese me se no e na." And then I was like, "No, nga dupi no." And then he goes, sir the Japanese umir to ba sha ka jarim. Sir the ben jarim dume like." And then he started like weirdly flirting with me, and I was like, "Okay, this is a little uncomfortable now."
Yeah, that is kind of weird. Yeah.
Yeah, and he wouldn't stop, because it's one thing like if you just say like, "Oh, you're good looking," but then Yamate senpai, no. I was definitely not his kimochi.
That's not how you use it, though.
I don't know. Have you had anything weird? Like, have you used Dzongkha in Hawaii and just like fucked with people over there? It's like, just start talking in Dzongkha.
No. We've had different roommates, so sometimes if there is a certain situation, I may have tried to just use that to kind of talk around somebody. You know, like this person walk in the room, I could just piece together certain sentences, but then sometimes my girlfriend would be like, "What are you saying?" You know, because sometimes I cannot get the difference between like "ta" and like "ta" or whatever. So it's like she don't understand me. I'm like, "Man, come on, what else does it sound like? Come on, man."
Oh dear. So it's more or less a case of just to avoid an awkward situation with the roommate.
Yeah. Just something like that. Yeah, I mean, obviously, anytime, any reason you can speak Dzongkha, just speak it, even if it's for fun like that. And usually, I mean, you learn the most when you're just trying to, have fun using the language with a friend or something. So.
Okay.
Sometimes you should be like, the roommate's like sitting right there, and you can tell your girlfriend like, "Kogi room na jobe, kogi wallet kati janu tash. Hafi wallet na ngigi ID ngigi tiru kogi auku kup zundu, sachi tash. Kogi wallet na ngigi tiru do." Tatani khonale.
With that being said, Jamso, I think for the interest of our editors, because it becomes a nightmare when it goes above an hour and a half, because it takes literally the whole night to upload.
Yeah.
I think we have to come to the end of this session, my friend.
But it was an absolute delight to talk to you.
Yes. I can't believe we could talk this long about language.
Yeah. And it's kind of cool because we've got the exclusive Taringsaw interview. Like nobody else.
Yeah, it's the first one. Yeah.
The exclusive Taringsaw.
So thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're gonna get the.
I was really excited. Definitely looking out to your content. I'm a active viewer. Okay.
Okay.
So don't give up.
Oh,
thank you so much.
Not to.
We didn't know how far we would be going.
Please encourage people in Hawaii to watch our program, just to see two Bhutanese people talk about things that
random
like, things that most people in Hawaii would probably be confused as shit about.
Yeah. And anything you want to plug again, Jamso? You can plug about your Instagram profile. You can.
Yeah, I mean that's where I'm the most active. Of course, I have the Facebook and the website. Yeah, taringsaw.com. Okay. I mean, if you show up there now before I plug it in the Instagram, you're just gonna see like a messed up thing. Yeah, it's not completely ready.
Okay.
So I'm most active on the Instagram, Taringsaw.
Cool.
At Taringsaw.
At Taringsaw. Okay. And any parting words? No.
Well, from my side, I just hope you keep that content
keep
coming.
The grind.
Yeah,
of course. And I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, I'll try to get to the point where I can start making content about King.
Yeah, and Shashop and
what?
The other languages that we have.
Dialects. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
With that being said, thank you again, Jamso, for joining in, and also thank you guys for watching. And if you've listened to this long, please do contact Jamso if you have any friends who want to learn Dzongkha. If you're a foreigner watching, if you can learn Dzongkha, I think Jamso is more than willing to learn with you rather than teach you. And also, if you want to learn Korean, also you can contact Jamso.
And also, if you're interested in helping me create content for Dzongkha, please reach out to me.
Yeah, he needs all the help he can get.
Thank you for
Yeah.
that.
Okay. With that being said, guys, if you do, please subscribe to Junor. We're trying to get 1,000 subs. Okay.
Yeah.
We're trying to get 1,000 subs. We need some money. Okay.
Follow
Yeah.
Junor on Instagram as well.
Please, and follow Junor on Instagram too.
And we also would like to give a shout out to somebody who's apparently making. We got fan art. We recently found out that somebody's making fan art, and I don't know what delusion drove him to do that, but okay.
So cool, right? Thank you for making this. What's his name again? Sorry, Tinle. Thanks, Tinle, for making these cute ass, pop arts. Is it? What do you call these things? I don't know. But anyways, thanks Tinle for doing that. And if you want to follow us on Instagram, it's me, Taringsaw, which will come up in the right here, and we have Kinga right here, and then we have also Taringsaw one more time right here. And with that being said, thank you for tuning in, and bye.
Sasha Gray.
Sash, why do you keep doing this?